Hello everyone, I'm Gander of the gaming clan, Vato Clan. It is 2017 and I'm bringing you a game from 2012. Finally recovered and being placed on the internet. These are the games from the 4 Players Liga Dominion tournament that was on the Europe West server. This is from 4PL 2012-45, which is the 45th week tournament that they had over there. The commentators, it actually looks like, if I'm looking at the spectator slots correctly on here, is going to be Recycled Goods and Honigdoc. Those are both Europe West players that have a long competitive history over there. And I'm sorry for having it taken so long to get these videos to you, but there were issues with the audio codec, and it made all of my recording and processing and encoding throw up every time I tried to do it. But it is here for your perusal now. Better late than never. Let's get on with it.
Alright folks, we do have a full lobby and should be ready to start in just a moment. This will be the round of 8 game between Teemo Swiftly Scouts and Thaiboy's incoming. Do have Teemo Swiftly Scouts on the left hand side, and this, funnily enough, was the finals last week. So it's quite odd to have it in the second round this week. Just got to wait it out and hopefully they'll be ready soon. And we're just waiting out. It seems the lobby is now full, but Thaiboys are waiting a moment. So I'm maybe going for a toilet break or something before the game. You want to be on your best form, ready for the game. Any questions, anything at all, feel free to ask them in the Twitch chat and I will answer everything to the best of my knowledge. And hopefully it's a good game, good to watch. For anyone curious, Zyra+Ryze doesn't like me. We don't get along, although I'm here to be professional and cast the tournament, so that's fine. Alright, it seems we're ready. We will be heading into the game. We don't have chat bans here. We've got to wait out for the actual proper tournament bans. And here we are. We are in the picks and bans phase. It'll be interesting to see what's picked and what's banned. Teemos have left that have banned Jayce themselves in their own side consistently each tournament. The first ban is Urgot coming out. Lots of poke, lots of quite a few other similar things. Top lane, quite useful top, but also a great lane bully bot lane. Can abuse most 1v1s and outscale a lot of stalemate lanes bot. Second ban, Jayce. Very, very hard scaling, high poke with his W. That's 130% damage boost at rank 5 with 300% attack speed. That combined with an infinity edge leads to some very, very dangerous crits. That's what you want to be on the receiving end of. And we do have Vayne as the second ban. That target carry ban, I guess, but they're usually more Ezreal players on Thaiboy's incoming. Maybe they just want to deny him of a hard carry for late game, which Vayne is, most certainly. See what's going on from here. Fourth ban, got to wait for that now. One moment. And we do have the casting ban coming out from Thaiboy's incoming. Very, very strong, very mobile AP carry. You can build him tanky, still does quite a lot of damage, has a lot of disruption, and is incredibly mobile. Not something you want running around on Dominion. Very, very dangerous pick. Any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the Twitch chat. I will answer everything to the best of my knowledge. And we do have Irelia coming out as a third ban from Teemo Swiftly Scouts. We do know that Knights does play Irelia as one of his more commonly used bruisers. Nearstar has been testing out Irelia bot as well recently. Good skating into late game, so we'll have to see how this treats them with the picks. We do still have Diana open amongst other things. We'll get the summoner blockers up now. And the final ban is Skarner. That's a target ban at Hardware, who is very, very well known for his Skarner bot lane. Great lane bully. Good push, good scaling. Don't worry, Cillian, some of the blockers are now up. We do have the first pick of the Ezreal, that being why they seem to have banned the Vayne, deny him of another carry, and take the Ezreal. Ezreal is a pretty, well, very, very good carry on Dominion. Lots of poke, good early to mid game, and quite mobile with his instant blink as well on E. Just going to wait and see if he locks in, and see what the next picks are coming up to. We did see SPG Neostar run Elise last game, which was the first time we've seen Elise in a tournament. Most people don't judge it too kindly overall, but SPG Neostar does seem a fan, so it'll be interesting to see if we get him this game. Just got to wait it out and hope it starts. There we go. Now on to the next picks. Let's see what we've got. Waiting on the next picks. Here we are. We do seem to have Diana coming out again. Very strong pick. Did say it was left open. Dominus Arts is known for a Diana bot lane. Very strong. Can bully a lot of people out of lane and has a lot of favourable matchups. Also scales well into late game. Although a Yorick as well. Seems like we could have... Yeah, we will have the Diana top lane. Lots of poke. Good push. Good at taking out squishes instantly. Ezreal included. And a Yorick bot lane. Very, very dangerous. Not something you want to go against with most lane matchups. Skarner can deal with it to an extent. So banning that out does leave Yorick under a lot less threat down there. I mean, he can farm, push, farm and kill things, because that's just how Yorick rolls. Lots of push, lots of scaling, and with health relic control, not really many issues in the health or mana department. We do have a Zyra pick coming out from Furious over there. Strong zone control mage, and a Lulu coming out. Breath of the Dying did play Lulu last tournament and the tournament before, and did a pretty good job of it, I've got to say. Good support, high mobility, very, very annoying. Prevents you shutting down someone quite well. And the Zyra also helps lock down a target, so they will be able to peel from the carries quite well. I don't think we will be seeing a Yorick top lane. He's okay at poke, and he's strong in the duels early game, but he's not tanky enough for the full team fights early on. And we do have Pantheon being swapped to from Zyra there. Very strong early game and mid game. Doesn't scale into late so well, but has a lot of AoE damage, quite a bit of map control with his ultimate, can come and reinforce points quite fast, and lots of damage. Everyone loves damage, and a lovely gap closing stun there. We do have the Wukong pickup coming here from Bone Crusher. Nice free. Looks like that will probably go to Knights if that's taken. The ultimate is very, very strong in a team fight. AoE knock up and quite a bit of damage. If you apply your Q armor pen beforehand, that's a lot of damage. Got to see what Ro8 has picked. We know he does play Janna quite well. He's known for playing support, so we'll have to see what else he takes. Exactly, Admiral. Lichbane and stacking death caps on Pantheon. It's the only way. He's joking, Disc. He's talking about AP ratios on his shield. That's done. And it does look like we will have the Janna picked up again. Quite a bit of sync with Wukong. Got a good shield for a bruiser as he goes into the engage there. Adds quite a bit of attack damage as well. And a good disengage, provided Pantheon does want to jump in. Janna can shut him down as he does it and get him out of there pretty fast. Also negates his ultimate if he ults in. Janna can just ult and knock him straight back out, healing the team back up in the process. And we've just got to see what the final pickups here are. We don't have we don't seem to have a bot laner at the minute, or a dedicated tank coming out from Teemo Swiftly Scout, so we might see those. We do seem to have Zyra coming out here. Good zone control mage, as mentioned before. Can be used top, can be used bot. Strong in quite a few roles. Quite a bit of poke, burst damage, and the ultimate's very good at knocking people up and being rather annoying. Does look like we will have the Ryze coming out on hardware here. Meaning, will we see... Well, I'm sure we'll see a tanky Lulu. We may see a slightly tankier than usual Pantheon as well to compensate for a lack of a committed tank. Do think hardware will probably go bot lane on Ryze. His early game isn't the strongest. He is quite squishy early on, but after that he scales very, very well into late game, being tanky and doing a considerable amount of damage. And now let's see what Dominus Arts grabs. I'd assume it'll be... We've got an AP carry, with probably a tank top lane, I'd assume. As they've got Diana and Wukong, the bruiser, and pretty much an AP bruiser, as it looks like Yorick will be going bot lane. Diana does have poke and does function as an AP bruiser, so they may either go for a tank or a carry. I wouldn't expect Draven, but it can be done still. Tank or a carry does seem to fit with this team quite well. Janna can keep a carry alive quite well. Cassiopeia is quite strong, and hardware does like Cassiopeia, but she doesn't have the best of times with Yorick. But saying that, neither does Ryze. Especially not early to mid-game. This will be very interesting to see. And McGooferson, you do see very, very tanky supports on Dominion, so trying to focus and shut them down will rarely pay off particularly well. And it looks like it is the Corki, yeah. That's the go-to carry. That's the go-to carry after Ezreal for most teams. Quite a lot of poke, functions similar to the Ezreal in that respect, and is quite mobile with Valkyrie. Although it is a dash and not a blink, meaning it can be interrupted mid-flight and mid-escape by Pantheon stun, for example, and Zyra snare, I do believe, stops him in place. Lulu can also turn him into a cupcake midway. Have to see how this goes. Zyra+Ryze does play quite a bit of Pantheon, so it's kind of expected to see him on the Pantheon here. Oh, do have Facebook popping up. Just got to wait until the game starts. Some of the blockers will be coming off in a second, folks. Just responding to a Facebook message, and I am back. This is the round of 8 game between Teemo Swiftly Scouts on the left and Thaiboy's Incoming on the right. They were both in the finals last week, so it should be an interesting matchup. And see how it goes. Ash is kind of squishy and doesn't have an escape or much damage early on, by the way, and tedious. Her early to mid game is kind of lackluster. She does miss out in that early game from not having any real damage. Alright, some of the blockers will be coming off now. 2.5 minutes until the game starts. We do see Cleanse on Corki, ready to escape in case Pantheon or Zyra or Lulu do try and shut him down. Dominus Arts has taken the Yorick, so it will likely be him opposing Hardware Bot. He should have the edge on a Ryze as Yorick, especially early to mid-game. Should be able to massively outpush, but the Garrison is there to help compensate for that. Other than that, no real interest in summoners. We do have an Ignite on a Diana, ready for, as soon as she gets onto a squishy target, just follow up the nuke and get the Ignite out and try and take them out as soon as it's physically possible. And just got to wait for the game starter. Let's post the link into the chat. Any questions, feel free to ask in the Twitch chat and I will answer everything to the best of my knowledge. We don't seem to have a dedicated tank from either side top lane, but we do have some tanky bruiser style things, and the supports are typically built very tanky. So we'll see how it goes indeed. And we do have counter engage coming out from both Lulu and Janna, so a hard engage may be difficult for both Diana and Pantheon. It'll be interesting to see how the carries cope. Let's just wait. Game should be starting here. 3-minute delay ghosting is clearly the best way to ghost. I will mute myself for a moment just to have a quick smoke. I'll be back in a second. And this is the round of 8 game between Teemo Swiftly Scouts and Thaiboy's Incoming of week 45 of the 4PL Dominion tournament. And we are into the game. This is a round of 8 game between Teemo Swiftly Scouts on the left on the blue team, with Xanise on Pantheon, Lifted Cloud on Ezreal, Furious on Zyra, Breath of the Dying on Lulu, and Hardware on Ryze. And on the right hand side, with Thaiboy's Incoming, we have Knights on Wukong, SPG Neo Style on Diana, Bone Crusher 93 on Corki, Rosgasm on Janna, and Dominus Arts on Yorick. This is the round of 8 game of the Dominion weekly tournament, 4PL Dominion tournament, week 45. Any queries at all, feel free to ask me in the Twitch chat, and I will answer anything you've got. We're not having any Teemo anthems on this stream, Furious. I'm not sure whether I should pronounce it Furious or Furious, as he has had a name including Furry before. Oh, Windows error there. No idea what that was. Hopefully nothing's dying in the background. Could be slightly annoying. And we will have Yorick versus Ryze bot. Ryze has went for an early catalyst and does have his Garrison, so he's probably just going for a sustained waiting lane and hopefully not gonna try not to lose his turret to Dominus Arts. Yorick early push. We do have Kindle Gem coming out on Janna again. That could be going into a sweeper, a Zeke's, or a Irelia's Reverie. We do, however, have Lulu starting on a Prospector's Ring instead of a Ruby Crystal or a Doran Shield or anything else. Indeed, he has changed his username quite a lot, Disc. I see you have found your shout-out point. Diana does get a double Q off there, getting a bit of poke down onto Ezreal and Zyra. A little bit of extra harass. Both sides do have quite a lot of harass though, with a Janna, a Lulu, an Ezreal, a Zyra, and a Diana packing quite a bit of poke. Xanise did look to be coming around the back there, but didn't want to engage into a team on his own. He'd have to follow up quite fast if he did go for that move. SPG Neo Style does get another double Q harass off there, dropping Lifted Cloud rather low. Bone Crusher does eat a Zyra Q there though, and a little bit of extra plant harass. I do believe that Thaiboys are slightly higher on the health front at the minute. Dominus Arts does seem to be pushing down Hardware quite hard at the minute bot lane as well. Pantheon does go for a stun whilst they are getting the cap off. They're getting a full cap. The cap was just interrupted near the end there by this SPG Neo Style. Bone Crusher 93 is very long Corki, but as is Xanise on Pantheon, Diana is in the front of the fight there. Heartseeker Strike and a Spear Shot and an Ezreal Blink do take her out, and Corki soon afterwards. Knight is taken out afterwards as well, and Janna is the only survivor. Revives haven't been used, they are being saved. They do have shorter respawn times as they are behind on the score at the minute, but not a single kill was granted. Oh, did they get a kill? No, they didn't get a single kill on Teemo's in that top fight. So no revives used by either side, although bot lane, it does look like Dominus Arts is getting quite a bit of extra pressure down on hardware. Ryze doesn't have a lot of early push or health or mana, so early harass is the main strength, though he does have Garrison to counter any real major issues against the turret early on. Do have Pantheon coming in for a gank, but Dominus Arts has recalled and has went out of any real troublesome situations. We do have Tears coming out on Ryze, so Pantheon, so it does look like he will be on Yorick, so it does look like he will be going for a long-term lane. Just stacking up the Tears so he can stay in that lane and get a lot of harass down for quite some time. Hardware will probably want to recall quite soon, but Zyra+Ryze is there to keep his lane covered. Does get the opener on Yorick with a Heartseeker Strike and a Spear Shot combo, taking Yorick on pretty low health, although Yorick does pack more sustain, which one? Oh, Zyra+Ryze does get to the health relic first, though. I mean, that Yorick did lose that trade, and a health relic. Hardware is now recalling, and his creep wave is now pushing in his favour, although Dominus Arts is there to help push against that. Do have a 4-man push on top. Bonecrusher Knight 3 does have the Storm Shield buff, with Lifted Cloud having it in return. They're just trying to win this through attrition at top, but Breath of the Dying does still have Garrison. No, the Garrison has been used, perhaps against an earlier push, so they are just trying to push the turret down the minute. Diana Q does miss all the creeps, so the push was negated a little bit there by a bit of a miss on that cast there. And will they be going for a further push? Zyra does seem to be backing off a bit here. No, just setting up the plants, hopefully making sure no one comes around on the flank. Lifted Cloud and Pantheon are clearing up the creep wave quite alright now. Does look like instead of going for attrition on the turret, Thaiboy's incoming will be going for a jungle invade, but Zyra plant there does grant vision, although the plant is then soon killed off. But Rosgasm does eat quite a bit of poke in return there on Diana. Ezreal does blink out of the Diana E, and a good ultimate lands on multiple targets with Knights initiating straight into the team on Wukong, getting a good ultimate off, knocking 3 of them up at the same time there. Forest is taken out by Knights. Bonecrusher 93. 3 members of Thaiboys are still alive and getting the poke on. Lifted Cloud has escaped on very low health there. Glitterlance does help negate that, but Pantheon has revived and does have his ultimate ready to jump back into the fight top lane. That extra ability does a world of good. Rosgasm does, no, he doesn't eat the extra turret hit, but Pantheon will be ulting in now. Will he be able to pick anyone up? No, the knock-up is a triple knock-up, but SPG Neostyle comes around on the flank after reviving himself and does eat an extra bit of harass. Bonecrusher does eat a bit of Heartseeker Strike damage there as well. And this creep wave will just be counter-pushed, although top is now the objective, so any taker of an objective does take 20 health off the other team's Nexus and grants a 10% damage boost to any surviving team members at the point of the objective being taken. Let's have a look. Bonecrusher does check the bush with his rocket there. Don't want to face check against the Zyra+Pantheon, especially not when all 3 are missing. Does look like Pantheon will be going bot lane. He doesn't have his ultimate, but can go for the speedrun. Looks like Diana has got the idea first and will be coming around for a gank. Hardware doesn't have much magic resistance. This could be lethal. With 37 magic resist, Diana does get the jump on him there, getting quite a lot of burst and taking him out pretty quick. Zyra+Ryze does jump into the 2, but Dominus Arts can't survive the Heartseeker Strike. Diana does get a bit further pressure on the turret, but eats a turret hit in response. Does push the lane. Zyra+Ryze is now stuck as Pantheon pushing the wave down on his own. Dominus Arts is just getting a bit of sustain off with his E on the creep wave. What's a 3-man push? Ezreal was used to clear the creep wave there, and Garrison isn't quite up yet again for Breath of the Dying, who is on his way back top now. We do have Bonecrusher 93, Knights and Rosgasm all trying to get out of the fight there, not wanting to go for a hard engage yet. That is also backing out. We do see that Revive has been used by Hardware on Ryze there, perhaps found that Zyra+Ryze was perhaps not quite capable of defending the turret alone against 2 there. Well, that does mean any further ganks on bot lane will be punished quite hard by Hardware having to wait it out until he is back alive. We do see mobilising around the speed shrine here, deciding what kind of play to make and get together as a team. Diana does miss the cube, but the Glitterlance does come out, so they do know that they are in that bush. Zyra is alone and split off from the team top, however. No poke goes on, and Rosgasm does go in and get the Zephyr down and a knock-up, which does eat a bit of harass. Diana does land a Q on Ezreal and onto Zyra there, and the cap is going down, but Zyra does hit everyone except for SPG Neostyle on Thaiboy's incoming. Wukong ultimate does come out, picking up the Zyra, but Wukong is looking set to be taken out by Zyra+Ryze in return, and is taken out by the Zyra passive. Breath of the Dying is quite low, so it has been neutralised. And Bonecrusher 93 and SPG Neostyle are trying to get poke on different sides, but SPG Neostyle was shut down by the team there. Flanks around the side and just came and killed him. Bonecrusher did eat a lot of Heartseeker Strike damage there. I mean, he was taken out. He did manage to delay the cap by getting an extra attack onto the Lulu. Zephyr does come down to stop Zyra+Ryze capping, but Zyra+Ryze is taken out by Knights there on Wukong. Armor Shred on his Q is very strong, and he does have the gap close with the attack speed steroid on E. Lifted Cloud is trying to zone out both Janna and Wukong at the minute, but the cap has been stopped. Lifted Cloud does manage to get an extra bit of harass down on Rosgasm, and the Glitter Lance does land, but Bone Crusher 93 is here now to even the odds. This is 3v2. Lifted Cloud and Breath of the Dying are very low. Breath of the Dying very low on mana as well, meaning they can't really take this fight all the way very much. Ezreal does have his ultimate to stop any caps for a moment, but won't be able to hit all targets. May be able to take out Janna. No, doesn't manage to take out Janna. Does get the poke delay in the cap a little bit, but the objective does go in Thaiboy's favour. They are 100 points behind, but they now have a 10% damage boost on every member of the team, including the Yorick bot lane, which should have quite a strong impact. Pantheon did come to cover Hardware there, but Hardware did look like he came off worse from that engage. Diana is waiting around mid, checking to see if anyone's on the way back up top, whilst Corki is farming on the carry here, pushing the creep wave. Creep waves do grant 120 gold per creep wave, whereas a kill only grants 100 on Dominion, so ignoring creeps isn't something you really want to be doing, and that's a lot of farm to give up on if you were to ignore them, so picking up every bit of farm does make a good difference. Zyra is there to help counter the push as well. She's using a snare and a plant, pushing down creep waves pretty fast. We do have Lulu trying to get a bit of hope, whilst the creep wave doesn't spawn when someone's capping on the turret. So they are just slowly trying to get a bit of an extra cap down here. Rosgasm's garrison has been used, however, so it won't be up for a while yet. Do get a plant harass just from over that bush there, but rockets are missing and not much poke is landing there. Diana does go ahead, but does Ian Knights does get Glitter Lance through Diana there. Plant is taken out rather fast. Pantheon is coming around on the flank, however, does get a Heartseeker strike. Not a Heartseeker strike, off on SPG now start on Rosgasm, doing quite a bit of damage. There isn't a real heal on either side's top lane, so any damage will remain on the targets. There is no vision on Zyra+Ryze at the minute, meaning he is getting quite a few consecutive Heartseeker strikes off at the minute. A lot of damage. Corki may want to queue that bush. Diana does miss the Q, meaning they don't get vision again, but now they are going for a hard engage onto the Pantheon there. Pantheon does get Lulu and jumps back in, but is knocked out before he gets a Heartseeker strike off by the Janna ultimate. Lifted Cloud is very low health as well. Night's does come down, knocking up a few members of Teemo Swifty Scouts, and Bone Crusher is on low health, but does look set to get out of here as Ezreal is dead, and his ultimate was used that fight. Ferris is just keeping up the push, however, trying to prevent any caps, and the turret is near to being neutralised, so any further push will make a big difference here. Knight and Janna do have to clear this wave as fast as is physically possible here, as they don't want to get it neutralised on the point. And bot lane, we do see Yorick does manage to tower dive the Ryze and take him out. The garrison was used, but Yorick is a very, very strong lane bully. We do have Lulu coming and speeding up Pantheon here, meaning Yorick does want to get out there, does get the slow up and the speed buff to try and give him time to escape, but the exhaust and the Glitter Lance have been landed, meaning that he was shut down there. He's now altered himself, just trying to get a bit of poke down on Lulu, but she can't kite quite well. Diana does pull Lulu back into range of Dominus Arts just to get a bit of extra harass off from Yorick before he goes down. Pantheon is pushing the lane, however, whilst this is occurring, meaning Diana will have to come back and get rid of that creep wave. Quite a bit of gold to go. We do have top lane as well. Bone Crusher 93 and Knights are on about half health. Lifted Cloud is full health with a Storm Shield there. Wants to get the health relic and stay in the lane and get a bit of farm on Bone Crusher 93, and he wants to stay and stop the farm. Stop the creeps from taking the turret there. You don't want that turret being neutralised. The points are ticking, 1 point every second against a team with 2 points capped. So that is how 3 to 2 point cap works. Zyra+Ryze is back top on Pantheon here. Does have a Last Whisper ready, so will negate any armour built in advance, although there isn't much armour built at the minute. So it might be slightly less valuable right now. Whilst Pantheon is zoned out the team, however, Lifted Cloud does manage to cap and get a neutral. And Lulu is free capping here. It is a 3v3 now as Knights has arrived, however, does land an ultimate onto Lifted Cloud and knocks up Zyra+Ryze before the stun comes off, killing him in the process. Bone Crusher 93, Irelia has been used, meaning they do manage to catch up to Lifted Cloud, but Lulu does delay it a little bit, grants a little bit of an extra slow as well as a knockback. But whilst that was occurring, 2v2 bot lane, Ryze has been taken out, but Dominus Arts and SPG now are diving and do manage to take out Zyra as well. The passive doesn't kill Diana, does miss, meaning they will get a cap down here. Breath of the Dying is now here to help. Pantheon's came, but the Glitter Lance does take out Diana. Dominus Arts does get a bit of extra harass down on Lulu, but gets out there before Pantheon arrives to clean her up. And at the minute we do have quite a lot of mobilising around mid. Better just check where people are on the map, make sure no one's going for a back cap or anything. Dominus Arts getting a bit of extra harass down on Zyra+Ryze there. Just trying to delay him, keep him 2-bot for a while, and keep him in the lane whilst his low health dominance is pushing the lane against Hardware. Hardware is going aggressive, meaning Zyra+Ryze does come back into fight. Knights did back out, and Wukong, however, is on his way back now, but it might be too late. Dominus Arts might, yeah, he will be taken out by the Heartseeker Strike, guaranteed critical strike chance when they're under 15% health. Knights does arrive, but he took the long route through the turret there, meaning Dominus Arts should die. Yeah, Dominus Arts does die there on his Ghost for the second time. SPG Neocell is there to clean up Zyra+Ryze, but he does manage to get a double kill in the process. And Bone Crusher 93 with a Storm Shield and a Janna Shield is doing a lot of damage to that Lulu there and the Ezreal. Just poking him off the turret and keeping the turret in their favour, whilst it looks like it will be a 4-cap. Yorick does go top instead of bot, just to delay any attempts at backdoor in top lane. Does manage to kill the Zyra very fast. Yorick Q does have a very strong AD ratio on it as well. And his E, although it does have an AD ratio, it does deal magic damage, making it quite annoying to itemise against them. Quite well scalar. We do have Diana going for an engage on Hardware on Ryze here. He still doesn't have any magic resist, 33 magic resist, and Ignite Up does mean he will be taken low very, very quick. He does use his ultimate for a bit of spell vamp there. And he does have the revolver, so that little bit of extra harass does keep him alive quite well. The objective is now top again, so Zyra+Ryze, Lifted Cloud and Breath-of-Dyne are pushing on top again, but well, Lifted Cloud and Breath-of-Dyne are rather low health. Dominus Arts and Knights are coming around the flank. Does get an ultimate off from 2 team members there with Wukong, meaning it is knocked up. Pantheon is taken out very soon after Ezreal, and the 4-man push continues on to the objective. Hardware and Furious do manage to get a kill on Diana, however, meaning they do get to recap their bot point, but it does look like it will be traded for the objective. Breath-of-Dyne isn't quite taken out. The ultimate does come up, and as they stop the chase, there isn't enough damage to take him out. And Yorick was slowed and knocked back, and the objective isn't taken. The Janna knock-up does work, however, does not Pantheon up, preventing any real damage. Midpoint is neutralised there. Dominus Arts does put his ult up straight upon himself. It may be a bit early, however. Grants extra damage whilst he's up. Does do damage. Quite good, but it does mean if he doesn't die in the time frame, yeah, his clone has died. Meaning that he won't get the resurrection on anyone with his ultimate. Pantheon does manage to take out Wukong with Lifted Cloud, but Diana, Corki does get a lot of burst off, taking out Ezreal pretty fast from Dominus Arts, and Yorick there is zoning the rest of them out on the turret, keeping his team alive, and they have got an objective for that, meaning a further 20 points of damage to the enemy's Nexus health, and 10% damage boost to every surviving member of Thaiboys. Knights doesn't have that 10% damage bonus anymore, however, as he was taken out by Pantheon and Lifted Cloud on the turret. And it looks like Hardware will be going top now. Doesn't seem to want to go against Diana. Zyra is there instead, but Dominus Arts is coming in for a gank. Does land the slow there. Pantheon is coming down. Diana gets a lot of burst off, however. Zyra does get the knock upon target, and a bigger plant from the ultimate on a planted target. Diana jumps out to the creep, and to the creep wave. Well done there, but taken out by the Glitter Lance. That was a good play by Diana there. Did manage to make a lot of space between herself and the opposing team very fast, but either the spear shot or the Glitter Lance managed to make it to her just before she could get out of there. Pantheon is going deep, does manage to get Dominus Arts, but Dominus Arts and Diana are taking Lifted Cloud very low, very fast. Diana does land the Q. Dominus Arts just been taken out, but not before his clone expires. So, after his clone expires, meaning he does get back up, and he can get a bit of extra harass off. There are 4 people allocated bot lane at the minute for Teemo. Swiftly Scouts. Knights does get an ultimate off, but it is just on Hardware, who is packing quite a lot of armor, 160 armor, but SPG Neocell does land his Q and manages to get the ult in onto Ezreal there, clean him up. General is there to heal SPG Neocell. Lulu does turn her into a kitten though, try and prevent any further healing, and she is taken very low by a lot of Ryze bursts there. Ryze is kicking into late game at the minute. He does scale damage wise off mana as well as AP, meaning that a tanky build does also grant him a lot of damage, and we do have Bone Crusher 93 quite low here top. Trying to get, probably going to just try and rocket the creep waves down, but Janna is here to hold the lane. Does she have Garrison? She does have Garrison, meaning she should be able to stop any cap. Although she is quite low health herself, the shield does grant extra attack damage, meaning she can clear the creeps that little bit faster. But Lifted Cloud and Zyra+Ryze are coming around the back, trying to flank her. The Garrison has been used to prevent the cap, but another creep wave is coming, and she is outnumbered at the minute. 3-1, but Diana and Wukong have arrived. Wukong gets his Q off onto the Pantheon, whilst Diana zones out and deals with Ezreal. Even with Lulu there, Ezreal is taken very low, very fast by SPG Neocell, but Hardware has come from bot to top, just coming in to clean up that Diana. Doesn't have that much magic resist outside of the Abyssal Scepter at the minute, meaning she is taken out by a bot lane farmed Ryze. Yorick is pushing down the turret against Zyra. She doesn't have any Garrison, meaning that all this turret damage will remain as long as these caps and the creeps attacking do stay there. She does land a good snare and a knock upon the turret here. Dominus Arts takes quite a few turret hits, but his ultimate is up, and he is zoning out Zyra with it. Does kind of want to finish it, but did get the neutralise off, although top did get neutralised in return. Meaning the points are still in Thaiboy's favour. The Zyra passive does manage to kill Yorick, however, meaning Pantheon can free cap the bot lane back. And that will put the point advantage slightly back into Real Terra's favour for a moment. Although they are 47 to 291 at the minute. That's a lot of Nexus health difference there. 230 at 3 to 2 turrets. Points are taken one at a time. And indeed, that was a good Diana play earlier. Janna does get Glitterlance there with a sweep of Breath of the Dying. Does get vision on it, although she is mid lane, meaning there is vision granted anyway. Free caps have went back to Thaiboy's however, and Diana and Yorick are on for a tower dive on Zyra again. She is walking away from the tower, trying to delay Yorick and Diana. Diana is getting a free cap there, whilst Yorick just goes for the kill on Zyra with his slows, his sustain, and a lot of damage on his Q. He should be able to take out Zyra very fast, but Pantheon, Ezreal, and Hardware are here to reinforce Zyra. Zyra is taken out, but Dominus Arts are taken down very, very fast by Ryze, and Pantheon does finish the kill. This looks like a 5-man bot, effectively, with one dead in favour of Teemo Swifty Scouts, meaning Bonecrusher 93 does get a back cap off. As long as they hold this bot lane, that will be a 4 cap to 1, meaning that Teemo Swifty Scouts are looking set to lose this game. I did say Real Terror instead of Thaiboys, my mistake, folks, and it does look like Thaiboys will win the round of 8 game between Thaiboys and Teemo Swifty Scouts. I think we will be watching Godzilla 5 versus Real Terror as our next game. And that should be up soon. Both teams are ready, I think. We've just got to wait and get the invite into the lobby there. That is GG. Teemo Swifty Scouts are knocked out. They were in the finals last week, but they have just been knocked out of the tournament in the second round. This was the finals last week, actually. And that is the bracket there that Cillian has posted in the Twitch chat, for anyone that is curious. Oh, Skype was the one with the Windows error there. Let's just get some of the blockers in place. Alright then.